in a stunning turn of events that reshapes the ongoing narrative surrounding the Indiana Fever. Kelsey Mitchell has decisively refuted claims made by WNBA legend Sheryl Swoopes, delivering a powerful, clear-eyed message that the locker room is not only intact, but thriving. In her first interview of the 2025 season, Mitchell showcased a level of conviction and joy that directly contradicts Swoopes' assertion that players are unhappy in Indiana. With a refreshed tone, Mitchell likened the new energy to pulling clean clothes from the dryer, fresh and revitalized. She credited new coaching staff, emerging leadership, and veteran additions for uplifting morale. Her animated body language and radiant smile served as more than just optics. They underscored the authenticity of her sentiments. Rather than echoing discontent, Mitchell proudly proclaimed, "Everyone wants to be here," dismantling any suggestion that the Fever's environment was toxic or unwanted. Further fueling the Fever's rising momentum is the influence of new head coach Stephanie White, whose disciplined yet flexible system has injected strategic sophistication into the organization. While Swoopes claimed Indiana lacked direction, White's structured approach tells another story entirely. Her emphasis on defense, creativity, and positionless basketball is not theoretical. It's practiced daily, monitored by data, and tailored to each player's strengths. White's leadership has turned accountability into opportunity, stressing growth through discomfort. She has made it clear this team is being built from the inside out, with vision, not desperation. The implementation of her coaching philosophy has already begun producing cohesion across the roster, creating a foundation that is not only organized, but also deeply collaborative, where young talent and seasoned champions can flourish under a united system of expectations and grace. Caitlin Clark, the Fever's headline rookie, has also directly challenged the widespread assumption, echoed by Swoopes, that she would struggle to adapt to professional basketball. Instead, Clark delivered a calm and confident performance in her media session, outlining the specific areas in which she's working to improve, namely physical strength, endurance, and mental preparation. "The strength training aspect has been my biggest adjustment," Clark stated, showing not frustration, but motivation. She also praised her team's strength coach, Sarah, for a consistent months-long effort to improve her body and performance. This level of self-awareness, coupled with discipline and positivity, directly undercuts the idea of entitlement or ego. Clark isn't banking on college success to carry her. She's building from the ground up piece by piece, with the patience and intention of someone committed to a long professional career rather than quick stardom. Moreover, Clark's approach to team chemistry reveals her deep investment in the Fever's culture. Rather than viewing herself as a lone star, Clark emphasized the joy of camaraderie, the importance of building relationships, and the balance between leadership and listening. She highlighted the value of shared meals, open dialogue, and mutual respect, calling out specific teammates like Lexi Hull and Aaliyah Boston as examples of strong, cohesive bonds. Her natural references to teammates by first name, her ease when discussing group dynamics, and her open, relaxed body language all point to a player who is not just participating in a team culture, but actively shaping it. "We're going to have a lot of fun playing basketball," she said, smiling. It's a powerful contradiction to the fractured locker room narrative Swoopes painted, one rooted in direct, lived experience rather than speculation. On the veteran front, both Mitchell and Clark celebrated the invaluable contributions of players like Natasha Howard, Dana Bonner, and Sid Colson. These champions bring more than trophies. They bring mentality, perspective, and a blueprint for winning. Mitchell lit up when discussing how these veterans elevate the team, noting how they mentor younger players through practice intensity, game preparation, and emotional resilience. Clark echoed this appreciation, sharing that players like DB, Bonner model selfless leadership and accountability. Their presence signals not avoidance, as Swoopes suggested, but attraction. Indiana is no longer a team veterans run from, it's one they choose. These leaders have become cultural anchors, reinforcing Coach White's expectations, while adding layers of championship DNA to an emerging core. The depth of Kelsey Mitchell's loyalty became undeniably clear when she spoke about choosing to return to Indiana. In a free agency year, she could have left, but she didn't. Her decision speaks louder than any podcast narrative. She described her excitement for playing alongside Caitlin Clark, not with resentment, but with strategy. Mitchell pointed to Clark's underrated passing, ability to make skip plays, and basketball IQ as tools that open the floor and make everyone better. "We're building something special," she said firmly. "This doesn't reflect a player who feels overshadowed or underappreciated. It reflects a leader who sees the bigger picture. Her statements made it evident. She's not just tolerating her role, she's thriving in it, and she's all in. Clark's perspective on the challenges of professional basketball continues to display her maturity. Rather than resisting the steep learning curve, she embraces it. She spoke about the joy of learning a new offense, studying film, and connecting with new teammates. "It's like starting fresh," she said with genuine excitement. Her eyes lit up as she discussed the opportunity for growth rather than lamenting setbacks or pressure. She's not here for personal accolades alone. She's here to build something that lasts. Her view of development as a marathon, not a sprint, is the mindset of someone who understands not just what greatness looks like, but how it's built day by day, moment by moment. Coach Stephanie White, meanwhile, continues to steer this transformation with a calm, precise hand. She stressed in interviews the need for grace during change, explaining that with only 5 returning players and an influx of new faces, growth will come from uncomfortable places. Yet her confidence never wavers. "Winning is uncomfortable," she noted, emphasizing the need for players to embrace challenges and hold one another accountable. Her data-driven approach to rotations, player combinations, and role definition demonstrates the presence of a long-term plan. Unlike the directionless picture Swoopes attempted to draw, White's every move suggests clarity and intention. White's belief in positionless basketball further distinguishes her strategy as one of forward-thinking relevance. She's developing players to defend multiple positions, create for others, and play with freedom inside of structure. This vision not only allows versatile athletes like Caitlin Clark to flourish, it also positions the Fever as early adopters of the modern game's evolution. With a roster full of adaptable talent, White emphasized that her system is designed to maximize effectiveness, not just fill roles. She wants players who can read, react, and support one another, regardless of traditional labels or stat lines. Her approach is already paying dividends in practices, where competition and collaboration fuel daily improvement. When all is said and done, the evidence is overwhelming. From Mitchell's joy to Clark's humility and White's strategic clarity, the Indiana Fever are not the broken franchise Swoopes described. They are a rejuvenated, cohesive, and hungry team focused on long-term success. The mischaracterizations are falling apart in the face of authenticity. The interviews didn't just correct the record, they revealed a team with depth, culture, and direction. As the Fever look ahead, one thing is certain: they aren't just participating in this WNBA season, they're preparing to shape the future of it.